Hello everyone! Welcome to my podcast where I'll talk about how the beginnings of ICT4D honestly relate to my personal circumstances, views, and experiences as a Gen Zer. So yes, I'm a Gen Zer. I was born in the early 2000s and I'm what you'd call one of the first true digital natives. Unlike the generations before me, I grew up in a world that enjoyed the internet, smartphones, and computers. But from my own perspective, I grew up in what I describe as a weird timeline of rapid technological change. I experienced both the no-internet era childhood and the sudden boom of technology that made life more convenient nowadays. During my early childhood days, we didn't have Wi-Fi. I spent my afternoon watching shows on our chunky CRT TV and playing outside instead of scrolling through a phone. Then, as the years passed, technology just started leveling up really fast. Gadgets became cheaper, more available, accessible, and integrated into everything. I still remember how my parents needed mobile phones to stay connected, so they embraced the change. They bought Nokia phones, and tiny me? Amazed. The idea that you could talk to someone from anywhere through this small wireless rectangle blew my mind. To me, it felt like magic. As more innovations appeared, communication became faster and more integrated into daily life. It painted a world that felt bright and full of potential, a society connected enough to unite and work toward the common good. Eventually, these technologies enabled globalization, digitization, and informatization. Now I live in the information age, where I can access an unimaginable amount of information with just the tip of my fingers. Amazing, right? But it came with a cost. The world grew more complicated, social issues become more extreme, economies crashed, solving poverty seems impossible, climate change became irreversible, many families still struggle to eat, and ironically, people become more divided? Like, what do you mean this is the world I would grow up in? Huh? Bakit ganon? From imagining a utopian future, the reality I live in now feels closer to dystopian. In our Unit 1 reading by Alexander and Benjamina Flor, I was introduced to ICT4D, or Information and Communication Technologies for Development. I learned that before, it mostly referred to telecommunications and machines, but over time, it expanded to include the social processes and the impact that they have on real people. And that's when it clicked for me. ICT isn't just about gadgets. ICT can actually drive real change in society because of its transformative potential across so many different sectors. I realized that the essence of ICT4D is to pursue collective goals for a better world. At first, it focused on supporting the Millennium Development Goals or MDGs, which were supposed to be achieved by 2015. But since it wasn't achieved, a new set of goals was created, the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, which emphasized that no one should be left behind. Nations need to work together to create visible change. ICT4D initiatives are underway to empower people to use ICTs for the benefit of their families and communities. But then, reality check, the SDGs are supposed to be achieved by 2030, and as of today, that's just literally 5 years away. Honestly, with how chaotic the world is right now, meeting every goal feels overwhelming. Like, it's not that simple. But here's the thing. As a Gen Zer, I'm not just a recipient of ICT4D efforts. I'm part of the generation that actually gets to use ICT to push these goals forward. For example, right now I'm literally studying through open distance and e-learning at UPOU. Because of ICT, people like me who can't afford the traditional mode of education can still get quality education. And beyond just being a beneficiary, I also have the skills to use ICT to contribute to achieving these goals. Gen Zers don't just consume information. We can be reactors, communicators, and creators. We can defend truth and justice, shed light on the realities of the people, fact-check misinformation, amplify voices, and connect wide audiences with initiatives that support the SDGs, especially through social media. We can demand change. We can spark conversations that push development forward. Even if the world is chaotic, we have the tools to touch more lives. Looking back, my journey as a Gen Zer mirrors the beginnings of ICT4D. At first, ICT was just seen as a tool, but over time, its real power is realized to create meaningful change. ICT4D shows me that with the right tools, I can make a difference. Yes, the world is chaotic, but chaos doesn't cancel my capacity to act. ICT4D reminds me that there is hope. It reminds us of the future worth fighting for and how we can make it a reality.